Bronny came on strong, Nick.
He did it. He
Close
ended
out.
it.
Yeah, he
Bronny,
did close out.
Hey
Bronny
man, he settled
has,
in. I
bro.
don't know, Nick. I think he might got it, bro.
Yeah.
Got
He's the
what?
55th pick. Why are we treating like this guy is a top two pick? Ken, you started off this thing talking about that the top two picks look like trash, right? Why are we worried about the 55th pick like that?
Because
Yeah.
it's LeBron James' son. That's all, bro. I was reading that no one cared about the top two picks when they were getting on the court. People were leaving to go
Yeah.
watch Bronny play.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
People are fascinated with this kid that can't, at least through the couple
Yeah.
of first games, show he couldn't play a lick. But FIFA, I'm telling you, man, I watched him, man. It looked like he started to kind of settle in a little bit.
Yeah.
I've always said I think he has championship role player DNA, but at that size, I think that you have to have something that's tier one, something defense, lateral quickness, jumping ability, ball handling, shooting, something. And when I watch him play, nothing screams tier one to me. Like, just give me one thing that's tier one. We're talking about an NBA roster. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see that. I think he could play I think he could play in the NBA, but you got to show me something, Ken, I haven't seen yet.
People about to say, I think he can play basketball. That's the only compliment he could get.
Yeah. Well, we saw.
Wait,
We saw what
so
Jalen.
since,
We saw.
has your opinion changed, FIFO? You said championship role players DNA. Do you still think that after watching him?
Yeah, because I think that's his ceiling. That's his
Mm.
ceiling. So, does he accomplish the ceiling? I don't know. I look when you're evaluating talent, you got to project what is the best version of this particular player given 3 to 5 years from the time that we draft him. What can he be? At the best, Bronny is a championship role player. But championship role players all do at least one thing at the tip top, at least one thing. And when I watch
Yeah.
Bronny, he's solid across the board, but there's not one thing that's like, oh, he could do that. That is okay, cool. He could shoot the three ball. We know he's gonna be 38+% from three. Or we know that, oh, he can handle the rock, or he has elite quickness. He can get to the bucket, or he can play make. Like, what does he do that's elite that makes him a championship role player? I don't see it.
People, I
I'm just saying,
disagree. He ain't solid across the board. You can't call him that whatsoever. He's mediocre across the board is what I would call him altogether.
Semantics, but I agree with your words.
Yeah, because solid is something else. Solid, and you're right. At the level that he's at, and I think I told y'all this before. My brother went to an NBA camp, and they told him in the camp, him and several other players that were really talented, by the way. They said, "I know some of you guys in this room could probably score 20 points in the league right now, but that's not what we're looking for out of you. We're looking for players to fill certain roles. What would that role be for Bronny? I don't know. I don't see anything on the offensive end because he's not a ball handler. He's not a shooter. He's a decent defender. Decent is that's the only position you can think about, but you got to play both ends in basketball, unfortunately for him. And on the offensive end, he's a liability at best. So the only thing I can see for him is being a camp body. Jalen Brown tried to tell everybody he is not an NBA player.
Jalen Brown didn't try to tell everybody. He was talking to the people on the sideline that was with him. They tried to
Talking
make
to
that
Angel
look more
Reese
than
and
it
them.
was. Yeah, he was talking to the baddies, just hating. Like,
Yeah.
well,
but
Bronny gonna prove all y'all wrong, man. He looked way
You
more
think so?
comfortable in the last couple of games. Yep, watch.
I hope he
I
does.
hope so.
I
I
hope
hope
he
so
does.
too.
I just don't think that to a few of the points that Shelton was making, like he offensively, it's not there. Like you can look at him and see that he doesn't have the talent of an offensive NBA player. Like so, you see that, and then defensively, he just seems to be like too small. Like he's 6'1", like 185, 190. Like he ain't bodying and guarding nobody up in the NBA. So he'll do that first game with Bron, and they'll get the photo op or whatnot, and then we'll never hear from Bronny again.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be something to that nature. They say he
Seeing
could be he
to
could
be
be
Marcus
too.
Smart is funny,
Black smoke,
but I don't
black
even
smoke. That's all.
and pause. I don't even think he big enough. Like Marcus Smart, like 6'4",
Super Buzz.
and
Yeah,
he
Six
like
three
two
is
twenty. Yeah, he
yeah.
like 6'4",
yeah.
220, something like that. LeBron 6'1", Bronny 6'1", 185, 190. That's not big enough in the NBA.
No.
They said he Bronny
If you don't
220,
have a
and I don't believe
superpower.
it.
If you don't have a
Exactly.
superpower.
Exactly, FIFO, 100% right. If you don't have a super five, like he's not big enough.
Yeah.
Pause.
Because can you imagine prime Isaiah Thomas? And I'm talking about the Celtics Isaiah Thomas, averaging 30 at 5'9". Like, what's Bronny gonna do with it? Like, he would have gave Bronny 60. You know
Imagine
what I'm
AI,
saying?
bro. AI, like you said, the same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
You have to,
he
some of these guys did reinvent
Even
themselves. You look at Pat Bev and what he was able to. Pat Bev in college was a scorer, and he was a damn good scorer in college. But he came to the NBA and found a niche on the defensive end.
he
He hit
know
a
how to
couple.
play defense.
He was never great at nothing.
I,
Pat Bev
I couldn't
is
see Bronny playing defense like Pat Ville.
right.
Like
That's what he was known for. He
yeah.
flipped it.
I
But
don't know what he's gonna be. I just know he ain't it.
That's
That's
fine.
it. That's it.
yeah, that is it. But
and I think Pat Bev. Hold on, Pat Bev averaged like 30 a game in high school
That's what I'm
and
saying.
like
Yeah,
20 something in college.
yeah.
He
He said
was
he was a
nice in
scorer.
college.
Yeah.
That's my point. He was a scorer coming into the league. That was what his role was, but he flipped it. He had to flip it and turn into a defender and put that out. That's how he stayed in the league. That was the only way he stayed in the league.
Pat Bev
Was
averaged 20 in college.
he was
20
he was
something.
light skinned.
He used to get
Ken,
buckets.
he used to give people the business.
I
You
gotta
say he
see
was
this.
light skinned? Did you say he was
No, I
light
said
skinned?
no, I said he
He
was
said
nice.
nice.
Oh, I was like, damn, Pat
Yeah.
Bev was light skinned.
Nah, he used to give people
I'm
the
gonna go to
business,
YouTube
man.
and see
Pat
if I can
Bev.
find this.
Yeah, look up Pat Bev
Yeah,
in
he used to hoop.
Arkansas. Yeah,
Hmm.
but
All right.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think he was just nervous, So we'll see. But they're gonna get their photo op, and it'll be what it is.